I want to talk about Scorpio season because Scorpio energy invites our veil, right? The veil between the human realm and the spirit realm. It invites it to be thinner and thinner and thinner till Halloween or Samhain, right? The witch's new year, for that veil to be thinner, to be thin, 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 and more thin, right? And so I believe that this season, the Scorpio season, is about feeling the call to that part of us that is psychic, that is in touch with one of our psychic gifts, if not more, and can sense what's beyond the veil, right? Can sense what's not being said, can sense what is not what's being necessarily embraced. And so everyone has Scorpio in their astrology chart, right? So some of us have planets in Scorpio or points in our chart that have Scorpio, but all of us have Scorpio energy in our astrology charts. We have Scorpio energy ruling at least one house in our astrology chart. And so our inner witch, right? Our inner psychic, our inner knowing, right? Because Scorpio represents this inner just knowing um, of the truth and demanding of the truth. We all have that in a house of our astrology chart, which means that we show up that way, or we're called to show up that way in some area of our lives. And so this season, right, that just began is about embracing that part of us a little bit more, right? And that helps us to engage the healing process of our witch wound, right? Because we all have it. Let's face it, we all have past lives in which we were most likely witches, right? And you can, identify with that or not. And those of us that know that, right? And it's the Scorpio part of you that knows that just kind of feels it and uses this season to really embrace it, right? Um, I think it's a call to action to healing, right? I see Scorpio season as a call to action to healing. And not just any healing, but spiritual healing, emotional healing. Really, it's spiritual and emotional healing that Scorpio season invites us into. And it's that deep healing, right? Scorpio wants us to go deep and turn the problem or the issue over onto its underbelly and look at, okay, well, what's the actual problem here? Like what's not being said? What stop beating around the bush? Like what is it really? And engaging in that consciously, like we can make so much more progress in our healing journeys during Scorpio season because the energy just wants it so bad. The energy of Scorpio season calls us into that healing, whether we want to or not, right? So we could fight it, we can not consent to it, and we're still going to be really invited, if not demanded, into our own healing. But if we're just like, you know what, Scorpio season, let's do this. Let's heal. Let me, reach out and make a session with a healer. I happen to know one because I am one. Let me schedule, with my therapist. Maybe I should, do weekly sessions instead of bi-weekly or monthly. Just like knowing that like this month, right, of Scorpio season is potent for transformation and healing. Like you can start Scorpio season today and have a complete 360 transformation within an area of life, if not more, if you're consciously working with what needs to heal within you, what wants to heal within you. And so Season of the witch, absolutely. And season of the healer. Scorpio is the healer, right? Which witches are healers, right? Depending on how they are choosing to use their energy. But I know that that's how I identify, right? I identify as a healer, and that means that I do a lot of witchy things. I do a lot of esoteric things, right? I'm doing a lot of energy work. I am working with a pendulum a lot, right? Divination. I am, using oracle cards. I'm trying to connect with my own divinity because I know I have answers within me that can't be answered outside of me, right? And Scorpio season wants that. Scorpio wants us to turn inward to those really deep emotional experiences that we want to deny or not look at. The intensity, right, is where we need to actually be looking during Scorpio season. Okay, um, you know, purposely doing some trauma healing, right? And, with someone that you feel safe with and trust is such a great practice for Scorpio season. So I guess I just want to say I'm all about the season of the witch. I'm all about the season of the healer. And yeah, even just taking some time to ask yourself, what is ready to heal within me? And how can I support that healing? What step can I take to support that healing? Even if it's just a small step, like, okay, I'm going to find a therapist, or I'm going to email this healer and finally do a session with them because I've been wanting to and I've just put it off, right? Like, this is the season that wants you to heal as badly as you want to heal. And the part of you that wants to heal is the part that has been in fear, right? Fear is a huge Scorpio energy. And what we do with that fear, how we engage with that fear, right? Do we, watch a bunch of scary movies and, engage with our fear in that way to like activate it? Do we, you know, um, face being in a relationship after being betrayed in the past? And, do we start to work through our fear of this or that in order to get on the other side of it and have an experience, a life experience that we know we want and deserve? Those are all Scorpio things. Facing where we fear, where we feel powerless is a Scorpio theme as well, right? Identifying what area of life you feel powerless in currently and taking a step in the direction of empowering yourself, right? Empowering yourself through taking a step is a very Scorpio season thing to do, because Scorpio is the phoenix rising from the ashes, right? And so you need to identify, where are you in the ashes right now, right? Today is the first official day of Scorpio season. Where in your life are you in the ashes? Where do you have your face down, feeling defeated, feeling discouraged? And you need to empower yourself in that area of life so that you can be that phoenix rising from the ashes. That's my best advice for Scorpio season. I love you all. I love this season. I identify as a healer. Pluto, the planet Pluto and the planet Mars rule Scorpio. I have Pluto in my first house of self identity. So I identify as a healer because Pluto is the planet of healing, deep transformational healing, to be exact. No nonsense healing, too bad healing, do it anyway healing, do it scared healing. Um, And so that's the type of healer I am. When people seek me out, it's because they're ready to look and acknowledge where they have their face in the ashes and where they're ready to rise. And so hit me up if that's you. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me. My afternoon tea. I'm drinking lemon ginger. I know it's really good for me. I do like that this brand has like little quotes. Without gratitude, there is no prosperity. I believe that. Um, but I'm one of those people, like, I think my witchy ways come out in this too. Like, I just want like an overabundance selection of teas to choose from. I just get bored with tea. Like, I don't wanna buy the whole box or, like, I'd rather just have, like, a little bit of all these different types of loose teas. I used to belong to a tea club so many years ago, and I really feel like I wanna do that again, um, because it's just so fun. If I'm gonna have tea every afternoon, I wanna be excited about it. No offense, lemon ginger. What's your favorite tea? Thanks for being here. Be sure to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And be sure to heart the video if you enjoyed it and share it with someone that wants to embrace Scorpio season and wants to embrace the season of the witch. All right. Bye.